Tagless society one day, and I'm like, yeah, you should talk about that. What I worry about every day, I'm founder here at SpotX, and have been worried about every day since day one. I started my first company here. Is really, trying to run a company out here in Colorado, because there's definitely a lot of challenges with it, but it has a lot of benefits. So I'm going to just real quickly go through those challenges and benefits, and I think this is, you may not find it relevant. You may, I didn't say go. Did I do this? But I think if you're looking to be, in a company, you want to have a leadership role. If you want to start your own company, you know what? Hopefully, maybe I've imparted some knowledge on you that I've learned. It took me 13 years to learn. So, anyway, I don't know about you. What happened on my screen? This is why I moved here. I moved here from DC 13 years ago. And I moved here for the mountains, and I love being outdoors. I've got 4 kids, we go up here all the time. I love fishing, moved out here for that. Just the great outdoors. Did you get that? That's not why I moved here. That's not why I moved here. You could be that type of person, and that's why you might move here or live here. But it wasn't legal when I moved here 13 years ago, so that's not why I moved here. But anyway, why I moved here was to get away from this. Although 36 actually looks like sometimes like this. I just don't like lots of people. And that's what a lot of big cities have. And I don't know. DC had it, New York. It's just not for me. And I think actually it's not for a lot of people. The problem is, we're trying to run an AdTech company here in Colorado. It is kind of in the middle of nowhere, right? I like to say we're the epicenter of digital media, but truth be told, it is a pretty major disadvantage to be out here. It's really tough. I hate saying that. So this is where the money is, right? This is San Francisco, and this is the other place where the money is. Right? You've got New York. That's where it all happens. We have very few clients actually out here in Colorado. We have some, but all of them are in these 2 cities. They're not here. That's Niwot, Colorado. That's where I live. Do you think more money, is being spent out there or in New York or in San Fran? The other problem, and obviously with these places, New York, San Fran have all these major media companies. Right, so they have all the companies you want to work with, whether it be Facebook, Google, or on the East Coast, CBS and ABC, etc. They also have all the agencies and all the brands. It's where all the dollars are, right? So Group M's of the world, the Publicis of the world, the major holding companies. There are a few out here, but again, if I broke down our revenues, I would say probably less than 1% of the revenue comes from agencies out here in Colorado. So, I think though it is possible to have a tech company out here, right? And it's possible to have a tech career out here. Absolutely. I think what you have to do though is really be honest with yourself, right? So what are the advantages and disadvantages of having a company out here, right? So, first off, when you're competing with anyone, all of our competitors are in both of those places. So we have to think about, well, what do we have that they don't have? And just maximize that. And I think it's really about people. This is our crew. It was probably, a year ago. And I love it. Actually I didn't partake in this photo shoot, but there I am. Somehow they photoshopped me in there. It's pretty cool. And I'm like 6'5", which is awesome. So, it's really about people. There's no doubt, right? It is what makes your company go. And I think Colorado is full of really great people, right? And the advantage you have is this, right? Because a lot of people want this, and they don't want that, right? And, there's a lot of people that we hire that actually never lived in Colorado that we import from these 2 places. I think the advantage you also have is cost of living. To live in those 2 places, it's incredibly expensive. To raise a family in those places is practically impossible. And the cost of living there versus here, you can really work to your advantage. Obviously, we all know that the cost of living here is much, much better. What we do is we really talk about Colorado. And if you're young, you got the mountains. If you're, a family person, and that's actually who we're hiring a lot of that are moving from the coast are, they're getting, hey, they're getting all that great exercise. They got good schools, you got good houses, you got no crowds, you got the mountains. It's a really effective tool. But I think it's important as a company to really realize what kind of people do you need here, what kind of people do you need actually where the business happens. So what do we do? And this is how we've structured it. So we've got all our executives, most of our executives out here, marketing, actually not sales, engineering, etc. We've got engineers out here. All of our engineers are here. We don't outsource, we don't go outside of the country. There are plenty of great engineers to hire out here. And then we have our ad ops teams here. And there are an insane amount of really smart folks that are graduating from college, they're young, great personalities, just honest. Not that people from New York aren't honest, but sometimes they're not nice. We've got nice people. That's who we have out here. And then who we have in the field are our slick sales guy. These actually aren't our salespeople, but yeah, super slick biz dev salespeople out in the field, actually, working with the clients, and our account execs, right? Our account execs are those that manage the relationship with our clients, right? I don't think, I hate saying this, we learned this lesson. It's really hard to have a salesperson out here and send them to New York all the time. You want that person rooting for the same team, commiserating about the snow together, today in New York, going to jeans night all the time together, whatever, painting nails, whatever they do, pedicure night with the agencies or your clients, really treating them. But you've got to be there all the time. They've got mixers too. That's really hard to do from Colorado, unfortunately. So the other advantage, though, is kind of the cost and retention. So yeah, if you work out here, yeah, you may make less than you make in New York and St. Fran. I guess that does suck. I make less than I would make if I was in New York, but I'd be paying way more to live. I live a fantastic lifestyle. I think a lot of folks do out here. I think the bigger thing for a company, at least, is retention. We have folks that have been working with us. I started 13 years ago. I've been working with them 13 years. We've got engineers. We had I'm pretty sure we had a 100% retention rate last year in our engineering group. And we added almost 20 folks, so that's fantastic. So, it's worked for us. We've got 90 people here. We're probably going to hire another 40, 50 people. We've got 30 people out in the field in various offices around the world. And it's really working for us. We'll really maximize our revenues in all these different parts of the world, but really kept the kind of the core team here. So the final point is what does this do for you, right? So again, going back to how do you compete? How do you beat those other guys on the coast? It's really, what we've been able to do is we've been able to operate at really low cost. We've been profitable pretty much since the beginning of the company. We haven't had to raise, gobs and gobs of money, which creates, a lot of times a dysfunctional, company. Because we have lower operating costs, because there's really good people here in Colorado, you can really load the box. You can fill the box with people and really take care of your customers. And that's really important. So you can spend your money, I think, where it's really important. You got that higher retention, and I don't know if you guys are, in other companies where you've got turnover with engineers, you know how disruptive it is. You've got an engineer, and then they leave. You invested in them for a year, and then they leave. That really hurts kind of the quality of your product, obviously deliverable. And then, I think again, just really important to say, all right, we're going to commit to those other, outside of Colorado, we're going to commit to those other markets. Just got to invest in it. So it's worked for us. I'm not saying it's true for every single company out there, but again, it only took us 13 years to learn this. So there you go.